Here's your First Warn Weather Forecast First, sponsored by Anderson Collision Center. Visit driveanderson.com.
It's a windy and chilly day in the state line today. Our temperatures did make their way into the mid-50s for many of us, but that was accompanied by a very strong wind from the west, gusting close to 35 or even 40 miles per hour at times. Our current temperatures are sitting in the mid-50s and low 50s for most of the state line. Meanwhile, our current winds are gusting close to 35 miles per hour for most of us. That's going to remain the case with some of those stronger winds as we get into the early part of the evening tonight. Winds will start to subside, but will still be gusting close to 20 miles per hour for most of the overnight hours as temperatures fall back down into the low 30s, in a couple spots mid 30s for the rest of the state line. 34 degrees for the overnight low tonight, leading to a potentially patchy, frosty night. I'll let you know how much more widespread some of that frost could be into the early part of the weekend. Coming up in your most trusted forecast a little later.
A 23-year-old man's accused of killing a Janesville woman. Her body was discovered along a Rock County bike path.
Plus, local students experienced some hands-on learning at Midway Village, the important lessons they'll gain from the past.
And a local organization gets the chance to grant more wishes to young adults battling cancer. Nick's Wish steps into the national spotlight.
Live from WTVO 17, this is Eyewitness News at 5.
Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
And I'm David Greenberg. Before we get to some of those stories, do want to let you know the man accused of killing 4 people during a deadly rampage in Rockford is officially indicted by a grand jury.
Christian Soto has been charged with 8 counts of first-degree murder, 7 counts of attempted first-degree murder, 7 counts of aggravated battery, and 3 counts of home invasion. The attacks happened back on March 27th. Soto's accused of killing Jacob and Ramona Schupbach, Jay Larson, and 15-year-old Jenna Newcomb. Several others were also injured in the attacks. Soto is set to be arraigned on May 17th. He's currently in the Winnebago County Jail. A Janesville man's arrested after police accuse him of killing his ex-girlfriend. Wednesday afternoon, a passerby found the 22-year-old's body on the Peace Trail bike path near South Afton Road in West Rockport Drive. The Janesville woman was pronounced dead at the scene. Her name and how she died has not been released. Yesterday, the investigation led police to a home on Rockport Drive. A search reportedly found evidence linking to the victim. Logan Barclay was arrested. The 23-year-old's charged with first-degree intentional homicide. Police say he and the victim had a prior dating history.
This incident was not a random act of violence. This was a domestic relationship that soured and was isolated between 2 people. We rely on our community trust and support to encourage those living in fear from experiences with domestic violence, or even those having mental health crisis moments, to come forward and reach out to our agency, our community partners like the YWCA or the Rock County Crisis Center, to seek support, guidance, and protection.
Barclay's being held in the Rock County Jail awaiting the court date. Eyewitness News is committed to supporting survivors of all forms of abuse and connecting them with local resources. We have a list of those on our website, mystateline.com. Just click on the State Line Strong tab.
Well, firefighters battle a massive blaze in Rockford this morning. Crews were called to the area of Auburn Street and Springfield Avenue after a warehouse had caught fire. The warehouse was located behind a home. Officials say the building was fully engulfed in the blaze and large plumes of black smoke could be seen for miles. Firefighters positioned themselves along Auburn and Orchard Avenue to bring the fire under control. The cause is still under investigation.
The Illinois Board of Elections has officially certified the state's primary results, and voter turnout was the lowest in decades. Fewer than 2 million people voted across the state for a turnout of about 19%. Officials say that's the lowest turnout in a presidential primary since 2012. Democratic tickets counted for about 60% of all ballots cast. Most of those voters showed support for President Joe Biden despite recent protests. Donald Trump received about 80% of Republican votes.
A bill to ban certain additives from food produced and sold in Illinois is now moving forward. State Senator Willie Preston sponsored the measure aimed specifically at chemicals like potassium bromate and red dye number 3, which are added to candy, soda, and other processed foods. He says the risks include cancer and behavioral issues. The state Senate passed the bill with bipartisan support, but there's opposition from Illinois Manufacturers Association, saying the FDA already reviews and approves the additives.
Thank you to many of these large food industry companies that have self-governed themselves and started taking these additives out of their food supply already.
Protect consumers.
The bill now moves to the State House.
The U.S. Department of Interior placed portions of the Chabanais Reservation in Dekalb County into trust to the Prairie Band Potawatomi Nation, making the only federally recognized tribal nation in Illinois. This comes 175 years after the U.S. government illegally auctioned off over 1,200 acres of Prairie Band's reservation land that's in northern Illinois. They placed it into a trust. The legal title is transferred then to the United States, which holds it in trust for the Prairie Band, ensuring the nation can exercise sovereignty over the land.
State Line students take a trip back in time to learn more about the Great War. Rockford's Midway Village Museum hosted World War I hands-on history. The students had the chance to interact with reenactors dressed as soldiers from the Central and Allied powers. So soldiers shared the horrible conditions that they faced in the trenches and got some hands-on with the weapons that they used at that time. Organizers say understanding the past can help you better understand the present.
World War I and the impact of World War I and the outcome of World War I really kind of set the stage for the whole 20th century, and we're still dealing with a lot of the repercussions of that. I mean, a lot of the stuff we're talking about Israel and the Middle East, and a lot of that has direct roots that go back to imperial policies of the French and the British immediately following World War I and what they decided not to do at the end of World War I with their Arab allies.
Students also learned about the local Army training camp at Camp Grant and how local residents did their part during the war.
Nearly 300 Rockford High School students worked to beautify the community. It was part of Boylan's second biannual Day of Caring. Freshmen and sophomores earned service hours working at various locations around town. At Sinisippi Bandshell, the group retouched some paint and did some landscaping. One student says today was not only a day to give back, but to improve their teamwork and critical thinking skills.
We came here today to even out some mulch on some spots that needed a little bit of refreshing and then repaint some of the steps that needed a little bit of touch-up.
Other teams of Boylan students did work at the Food Pantry and Discovery Center. Upperclassmen completed their Day of Caring earlier this year.
A local nonprofit that grants wishes to young adults facing health challenges gets some time in the national spotlight today. Blake
Dietz was at a viewing party this morning. He joins us now. Blake, the attention came with the chance to grant another wish?
Yeah, that's exactly right, Mimi. The Nicholas Ritchell Foundation grants wishes to young adults battling cancer across the country. Volunteers and supporters gathered at Denny's to watch the organization's founder share her work with Jenifer Hudson and the rest of America on the singer's national talk show. The nonprofit was also surprised with a $10,000 donation from Denny's at the end of the interview.
These people behind me do so much work, and they're all volunteers. They do it out of the goodness in their heart. They do it because they believe these kids need a wish too. And for us to have a moment on national TV with a star like Jenifer Hudson, it is an absolute blessing. So I hope it'll open some doors for us because we have 24 wishes in waiting, and this certainly helps.
Already has plans for the donation, using it to fund 19-year-old Naperville teen Adrian Lamb's wish for a trip to Hawaii in January. David?
All right, great story, Blake. Thank you. A Rockford attraction is now welcoming spring with its opening day today. Anderson Gardens is now open 7 days a week for the 2024 season. The opening brings fresh spring blooms and colors, new programming, and the return of popular events, including the Summertime at Music series, Tuesday evening in the garden. Also, a new exhibit called Positive Distractions features 3D art and sculptures. Well, the way U.S. cities handle homelessness could soon change.
Up next, the Supreme Court will hear arguments on whether those experiencing homelessness can be punished for camping in public spaces.
It was a windy and seasonably chilly day today. Temperatures only made their way into the mid-50s. We'll let you know how they respond with lighter winds into the weekend and how warm we get beyond that coming up in just a few minutes.
The Supreme Court is set to hear oral arguments Monday on a case that could impact how cities handle homelessness.
The case comes as last year saw a record high number of people living on the streets in the U.S. Washington correspondent Maddie Biertemple reports.
In a case that could have far-reaching impact, the Supreme Court will hear arguments on whether the city of Grants Pass, Oregon, can punish homeless people for camping in public spaces.
One of the most influential cases on housing in over 40 years.
A lower court previously ruled in favor of the homeless population, calling it a cruel and unusual punishment to fine and arrest people who have nowhere else to go. Oregon Congresswoman Suzanne Bonamici spoke outside the high court this week, urging justices to rule against the city.
Housing, not handcuffs, is the direction we need to go.
Bonamici says fining or jailing people traps them in a cycle that makes it harder for them to find housing. In court documents, Grants Pass lawyers say that homeless encampments have, quote, multiplied unchecked throughout the West, resulting in more violent crime, drug overdoses, and disease. California Congressman Kevin Kiley says that's certainly the case in Sacramento, near his district.
In parks, on sidewalks, near schools, impeding citizens, stopping people from getting into businesses.
Kiley says the court should restore the power to enforce laws like those in Grants Pass that he says promote public safety.
Freeing our communities to deal with homelessness in a rational and common sense way that protects public safety and public health. I think it's going to be a new day for California.
Justices will hear arguments Monday morning, with a decision expected later this year. In Washington, I'm Maddie Biertemple.
Well, a sunny but chilly spring day here in the state line.
Yeah, had to bundle up a little bit out there. After the break, Jordan tells us when temperatures could drop even lower and if we could wake up to some frost this weekend.
Now, your first warned weather forecast from meteorologist Jordan Wolf.
A little bit of a windy day in the state line today. We've seen wind gusts anywhere from 30 to 35, even close to 40 miles per hour at times. And our current wind gusts are not too far away from where the strongest ones were earlier this afternoon. 35 miles per hour, the current wind gust in Dekalb, 32 miles per hour in Rochelle, 35 miles per hour in Rockford, and 38 miles per hour, the current wind gust out in Galena. Those winds remaining fairly strong, although we're not seeing much of an increase in cloud cover. As a matter of fact, very sunny skies out there with our SkyTrack camera overlooking Freeport, the Park Hills Golf Course. That camera is brought to us by the Rockford Career College, also showing those stronger winds with the flagpole out that direction. Temperatures in Freeport are currently sitting at 54 degrees, 55 right now in Rockford, 54 Rochelle, 53 in DeKalb, 51 in Monroe, as well as out in Galena. Our dew points are sitting in the 20s for many of us, indicating still some of that drier air. Part of that is why we're seeing still drier conditions. We have some light rain showers across portions of central Illinois, and even some light rain and snow well up to our north across portions of central Wisconsin. But we are in between those two areas, leading us underneath dry conditions and even those mostly sunny skies, as we noticed there with our camera. Temperatures will fall from the 50s where they are now down into the 30s overnight tonight underneath continued clear skies and even clearing skies, allowing for almost completely sunny skies early tomorrow morning. But our overnight lows will be down in the mid-30s. 34 degrees is where we head for that overnight low, and that leads to a cooler start to the weekend and a cooler day tomorrow as well. We only warm to 50 degrees for tomorrow afternoon. We get a bit more cloud cover developing as we still have some lingering moisture just a few thousand feet up in the air that will help to promote possibly a few more clouds than what we saw today. Also still fairly breezy conditions. Sunday, however, does bring a bit more sunshine and therefore temperatures warming close to that 60-degree mark. Some of these overnight lows, though, will continue to remain fairly cool, in particular starting into the night tonight as well as the next couple of nights. Our temperatures tonight fall down into the low and mid-30s for many of us underneath completely clear skies. Then a little bit of an increase in cloud cover tomorrow limits us only to around 50 degrees for the afternoon. Another cool night, mainly Saturday night into Sunday morning, possibly going to be the coolest night, at least in the forecast, with overnight lows possibly down into the low 30s and near that 30-degree mark for many of us. This is not yet for tomorrow night, but for tonight, there are some spots that are already under a freeze warning. That includes Joe Davies, Stevenson, and Carroll counties in northwestern Illinois, as well as Greene County in southern Wisconsin. In those locations, overnight lows could fall down to around that 30-degree mark, allowing for some patchy to even widespread frost to develop in some spots. As we get into the weekend, we still have some of those cooler overnight lows, as I mentioned. Overnight tonight, 34 degrees in Rockford, but some areas a bit cooler to the north and northwest. Widespread frost possible tomorrow night into early Sunday morning, with temperatures falling down into the lower 30s. Our next rain chance does hold off for the weekend, but starts to work its way a bit closer. As we get Monday going into Tuesday, there is a chance for a couple rumbles of thunder possible, mainly Tuesday afternoon. A couple of frosty mornings in store for most of us here as we get in the next couple of days, but high temperatures in the 50s and 60s. That remains with us and even brings a bit warmer temperatures Sunday going into Tuesday. That does bring us our next rain chance as well before a slightly drier middle of next week.
Yeah, it's a little chilly out there, but the sun always helps, Jordan. Thanks.
Sure does. Scott's in next with sports.
It looks ahead to a busy weekend for the Ice Hogs as they now tune up for the playoffs.
Now sports with sports director Scott Lever.
Well, the Ice Hogs are set to play their final home game of the regular season this evening at the BMO Center. They'll host the Chicago Wolves. But it won't be the last home game. Since they're in the playoffs, they're guaranteed of playing at least 2 more home games. Hogs are still chasing Grand Rapids. Grand Rapids also plays tonight at Iowa. The Griffins' magic number for clinching second place ahead of the Ice Hogs is 4. So the Griffins could clinch that tonight if they win and if the Ice Hogs lose. Hogs are playing 3 games in 3 days this weekend. So how does Anders Sorensen distribute the playing time, trying to still win games, but also provide some rest for guys who might need it going into the playoffs?
It's managing the rest versus you want guys to be ready, game ready as well, right? Sometimes if you take too much time off or you don't play for a while, then you get out of sync a little bit. So it's a fine line there, but I feel like we're in a good spot right now.
The Blackhawks made it official this morning. Lucas Reichel will be with the Ice Hogs for the playoffs. He's been assigned back to Rockford. Reichel had that sweet goal in the Blackhawks' final game last night against the Kings. It was his 5th NHL goal this season. And the Bulls are back on the court tonight in Miami for a second play-in game against the Heat. Jimmy Butler isn't playing because of an injury, and that's a big break for Ayo Dosunmu and the Bulls. But Ayo says the Heat are still dangerous.
Whoever steps up in this spot, I know they're not going to bring everything he does because he's a, all-star. He's a great player in this league. But Miami is one of those teams when you play them, you know what to expect. They play hard, they play physical, they don't quit. They always, keep coming and keep bringing energy.
All right. Now, we got the Cubs already with a W in the win column today against the Marlins. They take it 8-3. How about Jameson Taillon? He returns to the roster and pitches 5 great innings, gives up just 1 run. White Sox, they're playing the Phillies this evening in Philadelphia. All right, Auburn has its new head football coach. Leroy McFadden is the guy. He's a former Auburn student, and he's been around Rockford most of his life. He played college football at Michigan State under Nick Saban, and he was taken in the NFL's supplemental draft by the Minnesota Vikings. He should be a great fit for the Knights. At sports, we'll be right back.
Great to see the sunshine out there today, but you step outside, it's a little chillier than you expect it to be.
Yeah, much different than it was last week when we saw those 70s and 80s.
Yeah, a very different picture from last weekend to this weekend. A drop of around 20 or 30 degrees. And as we get into the rest of the weekend, still looking at some cooler overnight lows as well. But we do have clear skies of precipitation, so we are dry on the First Warn Interactive Radar. From Rockford Glass and more, temperatures the rest of the weekend going to be quite a bit cooler. Highs tomorrow only getting up to around 50 degrees. Highs Sunday, 60 degrees, but some of those overnight lows down in the low 30s. That could prompt some frost and freeze conditions tonight and tomorrow night.
All right, thanks, Jordan.
World News Tonight's up next. We'll be back here at 6.